GRCC Music Department will honor one of its esteemed retired faculty members with the Albert P. Smith Award. Smitty was the chair of the GRCC Fine Arts and Foreign Language Division and Music Department head from 1960 until his retirement in 1982. The Albert P. Smith Award was established by the Music Department as a way to honor Smitty's commitment to GRCC and to focus on the contributions made by the honoree to the Music Department at Grand Rapids Community College and West Michigan. Tonight's recipient of the Smitty Award is Darlene Dugan. Darlene is loved and respected by students, colleagues, and audiences for her excellent musical abilities combined with her warm and friendly personality. Known as a multi-talented musician, performer, conductor, teacher, and composer, she is currently the director of the Flute Orchestra and Chamber Choir for the West Michigan Flute Association. Darlene has performed and conducted throughout the United States and Europe and has been the principal flutist for the Grand Rapids, Kalamazoo, and Amarillo Symphony Orchestras. Her teaching experiences is extensive, having taught at Interlochen, Western Michigan University summer seminars, Kalamazoo chamber music workshops, 7 area colleges and universities, as well as her private studio in Grand Rapids, Michigan. At GRJC, Darlene was a professor of music theory and flute from 1969 until 1990. After her retirement, Darlene continued to teach applied flute at GRCC until the year 2000. I've asked 2 of Darlene's former students to share a few memories of their experience with Darlene. Here are Grand Rapids Community College music professors Tim Helt and Brian Morris.
I guess I'll go first. I've been around microphones my whole life and I'm afraid of this one. But besides always bringing a cheerful enthusiasm to the classroom, Darlene Dugan was one of my theory instructors, and I was asked if there were any instances that I remember after all these years that still stand out today. And there is one, and it was when we were studying 4-part harmony, and after an assignment was done one time, I took my assignment up to her and gave it to her, and she looked at it, and I thought she was going to slide over to the piano and play through it to check the voicings and whatnot. And she didn't. She just looked at it and then made a couple comments. And I said, okay. And I sat down. I thought, how'd she do that without playing that? So then another student came up and gave her her work. And she did the same thing, didn't play it, just looked at it. And another student did, and they were, again, she was just looking at the homework assignment, the 4-part harmony. And then it dawned on me that she had the ability to hear 4-part harmony playing in her head, and that just amazed me. And she heard all 4 parts at the same time, even the mistakes. And the parallel fifths and stuff like that. So, and I bet inside her head she was even hearing it in the right key, at the right tempo. So that was an amazing thing that always impressed me, and I think that showed me the depth of her musical ability. So.
Thank you.
When I was a student at Grand Rapids Junior College, Darlene Dugan was actually the first person I ever met. My cousin brought me in to meet the music faculty, and Darlene was the only one there in August of 1974. And I was fortunate enough to be in her music theory class for 2 years. And I was with Tim. We were in the class together as well. And I still have really fond memories of that class. We all just loved going to the class. First of all, we learned a lot about music because Darlene is a tremendous musician. And also, we just like being with Darlene because she has just a great sense of humor, and she genuinely cares about the people that she's with. And if you know her, you know what I'm talking about. And she has inspired a lot of us to continue in music because, as you know, some of you that have been in music for years know it's not always that easy. And so with her encouragement, many of us have, myself, have continued to be musicians, professional musicians. In her theory class, what I remember is writing music every day, almost every day, and writing our 8 or 16 measure assignment, and she had the opaque projector, and she would show it up on the wall and play through all the pieces, and we loved that. You know, it was great because we got to hear the music that we wrote right then. She could play it. We did try to stump her. We couldn't really do it very often, but we tried, and it was a great time. After that, I kept in touch with Darlene, and I would just check in with her once in a while and let her know what I was doing, and just to make sure that it sounded like a good idea or whatever. And the amazing thing about it, of course, she's, as I said, she's a tremendous musician, and I have the utmost respect for her as a musician and in her career, but that she was interested in what I was doing. And she was interested, I think, in what most of her students were doing, or all of them, I guess. And that's just something that I remember about that time. And I know you know she taught flute, but she also taught guitar as well. Some of you might not know that. She's not actually a guitarist, but a lot of guitarists would play for you, right?
Right.
We'd call her up and play guitar for her and get her input on our pieces and just try to expand our musical abilities. And she seemed to enjoy that, and I loved it. And so once in a while we would do that. Then I also remember in the 1990s, throughout the 1990s, Darlene brought in Barbara Conable for a series of Alexander classes. I attended most of them. And you know, as you think about it, well, it might have been easier for Darlene just to go study with Barbara. Could have been a lot easier, but no, she wanted to bring Barbara here and wanted to see how many people could learn from another tremendous teacher, Barbara Conable, the Alexander technique, and that's something that has been a very profound impact on my own life and teaching and study. And I'm really grateful that, first of all, we have the Albert Smith Award, and we're awarding it tonight to Darlene, and we have awarded it to other people. And it helps me think back about the tremendous contributions that these people have made. Darlene has made to Grand Rapids Community College, the community, and to my life and our life. And I want to mention to the students that I often say to students, to be successful in music, you've got to have some talent, and you've got to have some work. But the other thing you have to have is you have to treat people well. And Darlene is maybe the best example I can think of someone who's done that.
Thank you, Tim and Brian. This evening, the Albert P. Smith Award will be presented to Darlene Dugan by Dr. Stephen Ender. Dr. Ender became GRCC's 9th president just about a year ago in May of 2009. We welcome Dr. Ender to his first of many Musical Moods performances. Dr. Ender.
I'm a person that likes to, in my way of thinking, connect dots, and so I'd like to connect a couple if I could. The only thing I know about music, really, is that it, when performed or sung correctly, I believe, it touches my soul. And with our students, and this has never failed throughout my career when I've been privileged enough to be at a college with a fine music program, when they get dressed up and do their thing, it always touches my soul. And I said to Kevin tonight, right after the first act, I said, they're going to make me cry, you know. And they did. And when I kind of tear up, it's, you've touched my soul. But the dots I want to connect, which I think are so kind of unique on this stage right now for Professor Dugan to have two of her former students now here on our faculty, working with our students to touch your soul. That just makes so much sense to me from the perspective of, as a faculty member, the skills that you pass to others, how they keep giving and giving and giving. So Darlene, I want to thank you for touching my soul. I want to thank you for putting up with those two, because I'm sure there were times when you wondered. And I want to congratulate you as our Albert P. Smith Award winner. Congratulations.
Now, Dr. Boss is presenting Darlene with the Albert P. Smith Award. And Darlene, if you don't mind, I'm going to hold that for just a second, and I'm going to read it to the audience. And this is what it says. It says, Darlene Dugan, 2010 Albert P. Smith Award for Outstanding Contributions to Music and Education, in honor of your commitment to the performing arts at Grand Rapids Community College and the greater community. Congratulations, Darlene.
Thank you very much.
Okay. We're going to go down the stairs now.